Hey there, dreamers. After 3.5 years, we are finally going to finish our attic. And if you don't remember what it looks like, this is the current state. Now, the entire push to finish the attic really came from my dad. He called us about a month ago and said, hey, in 5 or 6 weeks, Elaine and I, who's my stepmom, are gonna be coming back from Glacier National Park. They live in Arizona. And on the way home, we wanna help you guys hang your drywall in your attic. And my dad, he's hung drywall for like 20 years. So talk about a huge blessing and help, because it's a lot of work. There's a lot of square footage up here with the way the ceiling is and everything. It's a little complex. All these pop outs. For dormers. Anyway, I'm like, that's awesome. Then I realized that, well, we don't have walls decided where they're going for the bathroom, for the bedroom, electric, HVAC, all these things we need to figure out. So the first thing we did was we waited about a month to make any of these decisions. Now my dad's gonna be here in 2 days on his way up to Glacier National Park, which gives us about a week and a half to maybe 2 weeks before he comes back down and is gonna be ready to bang out some drywall. So there's a lot of work to be done, as you can see. Mandy's here with me. Like I said, this morning we're like, we gotta make some decisions. So for whatever reason, it just got us and we're like, we gotta decide this. So we've ran through, look at what we've been doing here. We've got, next to Mandy, we've got sheets we've been hanging, because it feels like a big open space now, but you start putting some walls in different areas and suddenly it can feel a lot smaller. So that's what happens after you frame. When you actually drywall your house, you're like, oh wow, that room isn't as big as I thought it would be. Now that it's like I can't see through it to a bunch of other rooms, just feel smaller. So we started hanging sheets with thumbtacks, started measuring stuff on the floor. I got into some design software and actually redrew this whole attic space and then started drawing these different options. So we went through probably more than 4 options, but we're gonna share at least 4 with you and what we think we've settled on. And then it's like, we got to calculate some lumber. I got to go buy some stuff and we got to start banging this thing out. What's kind of fixed? We're working with some fixed elements here.
So originally when we made the plan, we knew we wanted a bathroom up here because we wanted to have a kids play space. So we had them rough plumb bathroom stuff. In hindsight, we might have had them do it in another spot, but we just didn't know what the space would end up being. So this will end up being bathroom, shower, toilet, sink. So this is kind of fixed. It can't really move. And originally we were gonna have a wall somewhere in here. So you'd have the bathroom, a bedroom, and this would be part of the bedroom, this
dormer, yeah.
However, our oldest loves writing, and this has kind of become her little sanctuary where she'll come up here and she'll write. And I just don't want to take that from her. I want this to still be a space where she can come up like Joe March and have her writing desk and her space. So then
we're like, well, maybe, so then we got to keep this outside the bedroom. So we're like, what if we just bring a wall right here off?
But then that makes this bedroom teeny
tiny.
Like you could barely fit a bed in it before you run into the wall.
It was going to be claustrophobic for guests.
So just going to be tiny. So we're playing around with different ideas. The tiny room, possibly moving the bathroom stuff over to this side, but that would not be the most cost effective. And we're
definitely not.
Working on a yard floor
and drains
too,
and toilet all in place, So we've looked at all kinds of options, combining those, having a short bedroom, but maybe still bringing, because that would shorten our bathroom as well, but maybe having a longer bathroom. And then you got a seating area right here.
The space that's not
but then it's like, why are you sitting and staring at a wall? So here is what we've settled on.
So where we ended up landing is we're going to put a wall somewhere in here that will maintain this little writing nook for our daughter. The door to the bedroom will be here, and then this space between the writing nook and the bathroom will actually end up being double built-in, probably queen bunks. And that leaves us all this space over here to still have a dresser. We're going to put some built-in closets into the trusses, but it just leaves much more like walking around living space, and you still get a lot of sleeping area, for when we have friends come and visit with kids or whatever. And the ceiling is tall enough that those bunks don't have to be super close to each other. Because we talked about putting bunks on this wall, but the ceiling's not very tall, so it was going to feel really claustrophobic. So we're really happy about the thought of having them on this wall. They can be nice and deep and spread out. Let's go. We'll show you what that looks like over on a computer.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yep. All right, so you can see where we started in the top left corner with the nook being included. And then we're like, no, let's push that wall back, but that just made the bathroom really small. Even with a large bathroom, it creates an odd sitting area where I'm not quite sure what's going on. And again, leaves our guests with just a very small bedroom experience. And so where we settled was this guy right here. And I'll kind of switch into 3D mode so you can see him better in the bottom left. Zoom out just a little bit. So if you had a hard time picturing what we were saying in regards to where walls would be going, this is it. So you would basically come up these stairs and do a slight little right over into this nook area and access the bedroom from a door right here, which I have yet to add in the design software. Obviously, door to the bathroom would fit right here. So that first wall for reference is coming off this wall right here. So it's gonna be, we put a mark on the floor. There's an X right there. Okay, so I'm gonna stand here where the wall is, and babe, you go open up this door.
So one thing that's kind of, when they finished the house, we were a little bit not sure why they framed it this way. We had always envisioned
I think they just wanted to create a landing. They didn't ask us though.
So we had always envisioned the door just kind of coming right off, because you're stepping up either way, right? So
right.
We had always just kind of envisioned stepping straight into the attic, which would give us another probably good like 18 inches or so. So what we're gonna do is just pull this framing back a little bit.
Demo day,
Yeah.
That's gonna be happening here.
Pull it back, move the door back. And that way when you walk in to the attic, it doesn't feel quite as tight when we have that wall there as it does right now, because there'll be another 1.5 feet of space before you would run into that wall.
And when we do that, and so this wall right here, instead of being notched like this, will just continue. We're actually gonna do, instead of a swinging door like this, which again encroaches kind of, well, into the ceiling space, it'll be hitting the ceiling right there, is we're actually gonna have a barn door that slides right up into this empty spot right here. So it'll basically come up against the wall. Can't decorate this wall, sorry babe. Cause yeah, need space for a barn door there. Then, check it out. We're like, oh man, putting a door on this, like right here, that's awkward. Another barn door, slide right on here into the pocket. And then we're like, well, what if Ava actually wanted to close off and have a spot right here? So I think, what do you think? A barn door right here that slides into that spot.
Oh, just that way she could have kind of a little enclosed writing space. Most of the time there won't be someone in the guest bedroom, and she still maintains that little writing nook.
Yep. Now, we thought about making this a closet, or I don't know, we've thrown around a lot of options. It's very narrow.
Really narrow.
About 29, 30 inches
and
wide.
Then you have the angle as well.
So what are we gonna do, babe?
So we're gonna make it a nest. So we'll end up putting some sort of little crawl cupboard underneath. I think we decided about 2 feet up, 2.5.
2.5-ish. Yeah.
There'll be a little landing. And then we're gonna cut probably about a 3x3 hole in this wall. And we'll end up putting some netting and kind of create a little, what would you call that? Like on ships? Crow's nest? I don't know. But
no,
it's
crow's nest is up top.
It's where you go up top.
Like,
but a little,
well, kind of like, you're thinking like a catamaran has,
yeah,
like the netting.
But a little space where it'll all be bolted around the walls.
It's a hammock. It's like a permanent hammock.
So it'll be like a little hammock situation that they can crawl
loft
from this little loft area out onto and then back. So they'll just have this little...
Which means cutting a doorway about 3 feet by 3 feet wide, maybe kind of from ceiling down to here and over a few feet. And then, of course, yet another barn door to slide that way. Lots of barn doors for me to make.
Right, but if you come this way, what it will end up looking like is we have just all this tall space that we're not using. So this will all end up being, like there'll be a hammock and then the kids can sit up here and read or do whatever. And we're gonna call it, I think, the
And
nest.
we were just picturing, this is about a 6 foot, 7 foot span right here. So we're gonna come out, you know, about 4 feet, over 7 feet, just a rectangular spot.
But then
We're crazy and we're like, what if that wrapped around
okay,
all the way over here?
So we may make it more of an L and
We may make it bigger.
blankets and...
What we're really not sure about is we don't want it to feel like, we don't want any kids falling. So it can't just be open. We don't want it to feel like a prison, like with bars. We could do horizontal pickets like we've done here, but the challenge is that kids want to climb those. And so we're like, vertical will feel like if we put them in a prison. Horizontal is like climbable like a ladder. We could do solid walls, but then you lose the visual of seeing the kids playing in the loft. I mean, you can look up from underneath, but you lose that openness. Netting, I'm worried about how netting attaches to all the drywall and doesn't tear out.
We have some things we have to figure out.
We have some things to figure out, some research to do.
But this will be a fun space when we get it.
Since we're talking about it, should we just tell them the plans for the rest of it?
Sure.
Okay.
So I love some good storage. So some other things that we're gonna do is use some of these truss spaces and make them little closets. Right now our girls have used the attic as a dress up space. They just have like all their dress ups up here, and we would love somewhere to be able to put their dress up so they can still do all of that up here, but not necessarily, if you want to flip around, not necessarily have it all out like so.
So it wouldn't look like this.
So just essentially it would just be a place, and actually we'd probably do these on either side.
Right.
We'd have, we're thinking over here we would do probably a projector, maybe like a big sectional
Movie.
So this would be like a watching TV / foosball space. And then on this end we're thinking you could do ping pong, which could be folded up and they can still pull out all the dress ups and do all of that funness, but they will have like this. It's kind of knocked down right now, but you essentially put a bar in here that could hang, and they can hang all their things and just have a place to tuck all of those dress ups so that they're not out in the actual space.
So yeah, putting new insulation in, since we're gonna need some more insulation here. Wherever we put closets, we got to insulate the roof and behind it,
and it would be a little closet.
all of this needs insulation. They never put insulation in there. HVAC stuff, a bit to figure out there.
Electrical.
I think it's safe to say we've kind of got our work cut out for us, but
It'll be a long-term project.
we're gonna get after it. All right, well, thanks for joining us. So this is probably a really rough video. I'm just gonna post it so you guys can start to join this journey. We're gonna be working on this attic for the next little bit. And we're gonna try and post some frequent updates and keep you in the loop on all the different decisions on finished materials and challenges we might have in the
projects we'll be doing up here in the attic.
So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell notification so you do actually get notified when we post those videos. It's gonna be an adventure. All right, until next time, keep dreaming. Bye. All right, video's not over yet. After signing off, I was like, okay, we've got to actually do this whole thing in sheets now. So I grabbed more sheets, thumbnails, thumbtacks. Hey, May. And we put sheets up. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. All right, so first things first, we realize we might not have to move this door. This is really like 1, 2, 3, like 3 good steps to the wall there. Like, that's really not that bad. And this is plenty. This is gonna come a little bit snugger like this. This is a great walkway here. Again, this is the sliding door. So we're thinking, you know, that would obviously be out of the way. Slid over, you walk in. You can hopefully see from this corner, which I'm not even all the way back as far as I can be. That would be the barn door right there in gray. And then the built-in beds would be right there. 2 queen bunks right there, queen. This wall comes over all the way over here, giving you plenty of space for dresser and chair, or chair and dresser. And then we'll still plan on tucking in these two spots. A closet, we gotta add a closet. We gotta, if we're gonna do all this work to create a room, gotta make it count as an official bedroom. This hanging of sheets was super helpful. It confirmed for us, like we were feeling good about it, now we're feeling great about it. We're like, this feels cool. This feels attic-y. It feels like a really unique bedroom with the 2 queens built in, with this fun little desk nook, with this loft area for kids to play, to go out. Like, yes, yes, yes. We thought maybe build a linen closet here, but this kind of encroaches on this walkway. So we're like, let's just do furniture piece there. Guys, this is gonna be good. Tell us what you think in the comments. Let us know. Hey dude, come see what I've been working on in the attic. Pei Wei, I want you to see this too.
Okay.
Lando says he wants to see as well.
But then...
And... Go ahead.
One other thing that we neglected to mention.
And where we kind of finally settled is this guy right here on the bottom left. So if I just... My thing just died. Dang it. All right, we're really signing off this time.
Next time, keep dreaming.
Bye.